What if everything you believe about faith, heaven, and authority is a lie? Imagine discovering a secret beneath the Vatican being so ancient, so heretical, that its very existence could shatter every foundation of organized religion. Tonight, we journey into forbidden corridors, through impossible visions, and into the mind of a priest asked to burn the skeleton of an angel. But what he uncovers instead could free or doom us all. Are you ready to question everything? If you love forbidden histories and the dark secrets of myth and faith, like, subscribe, and ring the bell to join us for more terrifying legends. Have you ever received a phone call that changed your entire life? Not just an invitation or a warning, but a summons call that forces you into a world you never knew existed. For Father Luca Moretti, that call came in the dead of night. 13 rings, each one a reminder that in the Vatican, secrets don't sleep. But this wasn't just a story of hidden archives and cryptic cardinals. It was the beginning of a journey that would question the very meaning of faith, doubt, and what it means to be truly free. Why do so many of us fear asking questions? Is it because we worry what we might find out? Because we know, deep down, that the answers might shatter our world? The Vatican, in popular imagination, is a bastion of certain type-polished marble, sun-drenched squares, the weight of millennia pressing down on every stone. But beneath that certainty of a labyrinth, forbidden corridors, rooms not marked on any map, where the air itself feels centuries old. Luca, our protagonist, isn't a stranger to secrets. 30 years cataloguing the Vatican's forbidden texts has made him a master of discretion. But tonight, he enters Section 7A, place that, officially, doesn't exist. Did you know there are actual hidden archives beneath the Vatican? While conspiracy theories swirl, it's true that millions of documents are off limits, including records on heresies, banned books, and unexplainable relics. It's a playground for any lover of the mysterious and a warning for those who look too deep. What they uncovered was never meant to be found. A corridor older than Christianity, a vault sealed with symbols that seem to writhe and change. On the door, an inscription: "Here lies he who fell so others would not." Here rests the voice that asked the question God feared to answer. What is it about forbidden knowledge that attracts us? Is it simple curiosity? Or is it something deeper, a yearning to know what we're not supposed to know? Luca's journey to the remote monastery in the Ani Mountains quickly becomes a fever dream. The higher he climbs, the more the world itself seems to unravel. Streetlights blinking in Morse code, birds forming geometric patterns along the road, a golden eagle that speaks his name. Have you ever felt reality slipping? Déjà vu? Odd coincidences that sense you're the main character in someone else's story. For many spiritual seekers, this is a common phase. The call to adventure shakes up the status quo, preparing us for transformation. Within the monastery, nothing is as it seems. Monks are vanishing, some walk into the mountains, singing in languages unknown. Others stand motionless, possessed by voices older than time. The water in the well runs blood red. Shadows move against the moon's light. History is filled with accounts of mass hysteria, miraculous events, and unexplained phenomena in places of intense spiritual focus. From Lourdes to the Salem witch trials, the human mind individually and collectively can break reality in moments of crisis or revelation. At the heart of the story is the angel's skeleton, 12 feet tall, bones of crystalline ivory shot with living gold, wings like folded dimensions, singing when touched by light, hands poised mid-writing, skull crowned with spirals, cracked open as if something inside tried to escape. The inscription changes for each viewer, but the message is clear. I asked the question that shattered heaven. I fell not from grace, but into grace deeper than law. This is a radical vision of the first heretic, not a rebel out of pride, but the first to ask why. In real history, such figures are everywhere. Prometheus stealing fire, Socrates executed for questioning, Giordano Bruno burned for a heresy. Instead of burning, the skeleton comes to life. Luca is branded with mathematical sigils, the angel communicates not with words, but with presence. It is the spirit of independent thought, the living embodiment of the question. Why do institutions fear doubt? Why do so many religions, governments, even schools, teach answers instead of nurturing questions? Because questioning threatens the order, the certainty, the very structure of authority. Throughout history, the heretic or doubter is almost always feared and persecuted, even when later recognized as a visionary. Think Galileo, or even modern whistleblowers. Augustine, Meister Eckhart, the Buddha, even Jesus all taught direct connection with the divine, but institutions twisted these messages to enforce dependence and obedience. This is not just fiction. In the real world, every major religion has a mystical, direct tradition, often persecuted, always marginalized. The Gnostic Gospels, Sufi mystics, Zen cults all teach the same thing: seek for yourself, trust your experience, question everything. This is, perhaps, the most chilling part. Institutions adapt not by stamping out new ideas, but by turning them into rituals, doctrines, safe authorized experiences. Think of how yoga, once a radical, personal practice, became a multi-billion-dollar industry, or how Martin Luther's protests sparked both reform and new orthodoxies. The machine always finds a way to turn revolution into routine. Not everyone welcomes the change. Governments, churches, even families resist. But the genie is out of the bottle once people remember they are inherently divine, free to seek, to question, to connect. No force can return them to spiritual childhood. Have you ever had a moment treading, meditating, listening to music when you felt truly, deeply free? That's what the angel represents, the liberation that comes from not having all the answers, but embracing the adventure of seeking. The chaos is real when old systems break. New ones are messy, but it is the chaos of birth, not death. Every major advance in civilization began as chaos: the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Information Age, but each brought a greater flowering of creativity, connection, and is doubt. So, what's the lesson? It's simple, but not easy. Don't fear your doubts, they are the doorways to deeper truth. Don't trust any priest, prophet, politician who tells you not to think for yourself. Every heart is its own cathedral. Every question is holy. Ask yourself, right now, what have you always been afraid to question? What would it mean to find your own answers? The age of imposed authority is over. The age of chosen wisdom of direct, living, questioning faith has just begun.